Hi and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to turn yourself into an Instagram filter just the way I did in this video. The only thing you need for this tutorial is some basic knowledge of Blender and of course Spark AR to turn yourself into a filter. We are also going to dive into an AI model called PIFUHD to turn our 2D images into a 3D model. And it's all for free, that's the fun part. It's quick, easy and free to do. I'm excited to show you this, so let's go! I'm not here to waste time, so I'm gonna dive straight into it, showing you the photo that I'm gonna use today. On my screen you can see the photo that I have used. What we need is a photo of ourselves using a pose, a neutral pose like this, or a T pose where you stand out with your arms spread out. What is very important is that we need to clear the background. You can do that in Photoshop by selecting the background and delete it, or you can use the following site that I also have used for this, called remove.bg. You can drag your photo into this blue button where it says upload image and it will delete the background automatically for you. If you are a lazy person, this is really convenient, but also if you're not lazy. Once we got our background clear, save the photo as a PNG and we can go to the next step. We can go to PIFUHD and we're gonna upload it to turn it into a 3D model. Go to Google and type in PIFUHD and open the first site that you'll see. Scroll all the way down and click on Collab, which will open a Google Colab sheet, and there we need to connect on the right top corner to a hosted runtime. And after it's connected, we can run the script. As you can see, RAM and disk is showing up. That means that we are connected. What we need to do right now is scroll a little bit down to clone PIFUHD repository, click on run anyway, click on the following, configure input data, click on run, and now go to this folder on the left, click on PIFUHD, sample images, and here we're gonna drag our photo. So we select our photo and drag it into sample images and click on OK. What we need to do now is copy the name of our photo and paste it on this place where it says test.png. So we're going to remove test.png and paste our name. Then we go to runtime and select run after. Now it's going to run the whole script to turn our 2D photo into a 3D model. It will take some couple minutes depending on the power of your computer and your internet. So sit back, relax and grab a coffee. I had my cup of coffee and now I'm gonna look at the 3D model it generated for us. I don't know why, but I always get an error, but it is not important. We can ignore this error because what we need is our 3D model. So we're gonna close this folder and open it again. And here is a new folder called results. And what is in the results? Well, we're gonna have to take a look. We click on PIFUHD final on Recon. Ta-da! Here is our 3D model. So I'm gonna save it into my tutorial folder. I'm gonna call it PIFUHD 3D model and save. Now the fun part starts. We're gonna see how the 3D model ended up. Okay, now we are in Blender. We can delete this boring ass cube. Go to File, Import, and click on OBJ, Wavefront OBJ. We scroll to our folder, in my case tutorial folder, and open PIFUHD model, and ta-da! As you can see already, without texturing, it looks like a human. Right now, to be honest, I feel like a mad scientist created Frankenstein. It feels pretty amazing to see a 3D model coming out of a 2D image. What we can do now is some basic cleanup. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm not gonna dive into it too much. You can spend as much time as you want to clean up the whole model. I'm gonna only delete this part for now. Click on delete and vertices and do it again. So as you can see, it's still pretty jagged on the edges. The feet are also not 100% correct. Of course, 3D modeling yourself is always better, but if you don't have the skills or you are in very need of time, PIFUHD is literally a lifesaver. So ignore the little flaws and see it as a great opportunity to create something cool very quickly. Okay, what we need to do right now is to project our main image or 2D image onto the 3D model. to make it come alive. So that's what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna click on UV editing and we go to the front view, press on A, press on U and click on project from view. Now it teleported our 3D model onto the UV editor and we're gonna open our main 2D image to project it on our 3D model. So here I got it already, open image, and it's way too big. So what we need to do now is to scale our UV of the 3D model to match our 2D image. And that we can do pretty easy by pressing A again and go to the transform tool and scale it in the height and in the width till it matches on all sides. Keep in mind, it's not possible to do it 100% correct, but the more time you spend into it, the better results you'll get, of course. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'll do it quick and easy. For me, this looks pretty okay, and I'm gonna leave it the way it is. Now we can go to the material options, click on new materials, click on this little icon and go to image texture and go on the left side and click on evar pre3d.png. And we can go to the viewport shading and voila, as you can see, I'm now projected onto the 3D model and it looks pretty amazing. There is one big flaw in this technique and that's the fact that we are projecting it from the front, meaning there is only one side to take data from. That means that if you scroll to the back, we're also on the back. We can fix this quite a bit, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'm not gonna go in depth into it. I will make a follow-up video to show you how we can fix this. But for now, I'm gonna show you very quickly what the idea is. So we select the circle and we wanna get rid of the obvious part like this. And as you can see, it's selected the UV on the face and we need to scale it down from the top and the bottom and the sides and drag it onto our hair area. And as you can see, it now got rid of the face and projected the hair on the area. So right now you understand what you need to do with the whole model. You need to go through it on all sides to clean up the whole image. So what we're gonna do now is export it so we can import it into Mixamo. Mixamo is a free site from Adobe where you can import every 3D model you have and connect some basic bones to it so you can apply animation onto it. So we go to File, Export, FBX, and we're going to scroll back to our main folder and I'll call it to Mixamo to keep it organized. Now we're going to go to Mixamo, we click on Login. If you got an Adobe account, then this is totally free. So I already got one. Click on continue. So we are now in Mixamo and we can upload our character on the right side of the screen where it says upload character. And we're gonna drag our to Mixamo FBX model into it. And now we have to wait a bit till it has processed our 3D model. And now we have come to a fun part where we have to place a marker so it would automatically apply the bones to the model. People are not always symmetrical, so what I always like to do is turn off the symmetry again and refine the markers a little bit so it's better placed. We keep it at standard skeleton 65 and press on next. And now we have to wait a little bit till it has done auto rigging our character so we can go to the next step, which is picking a nice animation for our 3D model. Our 2D model has been turned into a 3D model which is now literally alive. We're gonna press next and press next again and we're gonna pick a dope animation for it. I see here hip hop dancing, which is totally fine for this tutorial. As you can see, it is dancing and I'm gonna click on download. What we need to do now is very important, with skin 30 frames per second is totally fine and we need to keep it at FBX and click on download. And I'm gonna save the 3D model again into our folder and we need to import it back into Blender. So I'm gonna head over to Blender again, import FBX, animated model and hip hop dancing 3, import it and voila, here we have it. We can delete our original model and press play to see if it works. And yes, it is working. Our 3D model is animated on cue. And before going into Spark AR, there's still one important step to do, and that is clean up the model, because Spark AR doesn't like big file sizes. Spark AR released a Spark AR toolkit for Blender, which is very convenient to optimize any model. As you can see, if I click onto it, it says triangle count over 120k, which is way too big. So we need to decrease it at least with 80% and apply. And as you can see right now, it dropped from over 120k to 25k, which is way better. And now we're gonna go to File, Export, and this time we're gonna click on GLTF. And we're gonna click on Embedded and go to our folder. And now I'm gonna call it Main Animation for Spark. You can call it whatever you want. It doesn't matter. For me, I like it organized, so I'm calling it like this. And click on Export GLTF. Now it's time for the fun part. We're gonna dive straight into Spark AR, and we're gonna make an Instagram filter of ourselves that we can project anywhere in the world via our phones. So let's hop on to Spark AR. Once you have opened Spark AR, you come into the main screen where you can pick a template. We're gonna pick the world object template, because that means that we can put any object we have, in this case our animated model, anywhere into the world. So we're gonna click on world object template, and it will open a new project for us. The world template starts with a blue object, which we can delete. So what we're gonna do now is replace the blue object with our own model that we have just created. So we go here to plus, import from computer, click on main animation for Spark, open it up, and we're gonna drag it into the obvious part where it says drag here. And now we got our 3D model spinning around. For me it seems a little too big, so we head over to the scale and decrease it with 50% to 0.5, 0.5. And we can drag it up a little bit. Now we can delete the blue object where it says delete me on the left. And I don't like the spinning part, so what we're gonna do now is go to looping anim block and turn off spinning. And now we see that our model is not facing the camera, so we need to rotate it a bit, and that we can do by going to main animation for Spark and then the rotation section and rotate it accordingly so it is facing the camera. In my case that means 180 degrees, and press enter. And the last part, we're gonna apply our animation to this model. So we go to the animation part where it says no controller selected. Click on the drop down menu and create new animation controller. And bam, now you can see it. Our model is dancing around doing the hip hop dance. So now it's time for the very last part, and also the most fun part of this whole tutorial. We're gonna go to the left side corner, click on test on device, and we grab our phone to test it out, of course. Make sure that your phone is connected to Wi-Fi and it has the MetaSpark app installed. Otherwise we cannot test it, and your phone will show up right here. We click on send. Hi guys, as you can see right now, here I am dancing in front of the camera in augmented reality. So now we have finished our Instagram filter, and we can upload it so everybody can use it. If you want to learn more about AR, Blender, After Effects and more, subscribe to my channel, hit the like on this video and comment if you like, so my video gets higher up the algorithm. This was Ivo Digital and I'm out.